I know you gonna dig this.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT.
Twin Talk Podcast.
I'm fucking struggling right now, man. I don't know if you can hear the fan in the background. I'm pretty sure you can, and just want to call that out before I say anything, because I just do not care enough to turn it off, and it's too hot. I was at home doing my thing, and I decided I'll do a little bit of I'll microdose a little bit, do a little microdoses of shrooms. I'll clean the bathroom. I'll fucking finish up this drawing. I'm working on this. I'm working on redrawing this piece I did for a rapper named Ezale a long time ago, and I did this piece almost a decade ago, and like a year after I did it, he called on me to like make something else, and I just fucked up so badly. I didn't hit him up. He might have paid me half, and then I just didn't finish. I took too long, and then eventually, if you don't talk, you just never talk. So I'm trying to open the doors of that relationship back up and be like, hey man, I'm sorry for what I did. It's been something that's like haunted me emotionally for a while, and so here's a recreation of the old piece I did, and if you need any work ever, it's free, and just that. And so I was gonna finish these pieces and just do the bathroom and clean it, and I took too much shrooms, and I knew I was doing it. I'm that type of guy when I'm taking drugs who will be like, let's take another hit. Let's take another whatever. Put a little extra on there, because I'm always thinking, I want to make sure it hits. Oh, we're done drinking? All right, 1 second. Let me take one more shot. Like, this is the walking away shot. But like, you can't have that kind of a mentality when it comes to shrooms. With shrooms, you have to just be very regimented. Start with less. And even after that less that you start with, don't take more after that. Just whatever you make it really tiny, and then just ride that. You'll be fine. I was getting one little end of a shroom, one little, the bulbousy, black, disgusting looking end, and then I thought, what if I don't feel it? And so I grabbed another little end of a shroom, and man, I have had an intense body high for the last, it feels like 6 hours, but it's really only been, it's been about 2 hours. Feels like it's been a whole day at school. I had so many like mini revelations and fucking moments of, I was cleaning the bathroom, and this is what I knew, that the shrooms are getting too much, and I had to go outside and just like let myself be free and do whatever happens. It's that feeling of no plans. I had one plan. I was gonna go to Target and get soap, and I got that. I can't believe I didn't forget that. Then after that, I was just gonna wander. I was gonna get a bottle of water and just wander and probably lie in the grass. I tried to lie in the grass next to the park at Target, and it is every motherfucker and their mama was out today. And they took up all the shady spots. The middle of the park was completely, nobody was there because it's too hot. And trees lined the whole outside of the park, and everybody was just, everybody picked a spot, and there was nowhere for me to sit. And so I let that dream go for a second. I found little shady spots on sidewalks and things like that to just chill around and smoke a little bit. And so before all that, before the soap tangent, I knew that the shrooms were... I just find it funny right now because the shrooms have finally calmed down, and I just love feeling the difference. When it was way too much for me and I had to just walk around and be free, I'd be thinking to myself, and then I'd have a tangent from that thought, and then I'd have a tangent from that thought, and then I'd go, fuck, I'm 2 tangents away, I can't remember how to get back, I'm lost, I didn't leave any breadcrumbs out, or fuck, if somebody else was here, they'd remember. And it's just fun right now that I can throw tangents up to myself and then still remember what I was trying to say and go back. It's shrooms is an amazing poison. So I knew it was too much. I was in the bathroom cleaning. This is at the beginning. I was in the bathroom cleaning, and I had mixed up. I put a little bit of rubbing alcohol into the solution that I was using to clean the tiles and stuff, because it's a little grungy. You have to burn away some of that dirt a little bit. And I sprayed. I didn't even know I sprayed it. I hit this spider, really big. One of those spiders where like, when you look at the legs and like you're like, why are the legs so thick? I feel like if I had a knife and I fucking chopped one of those legs, then you'd feel the give. Like it's usually you crush a spider or an insect and you don't even feel it. Like it's so crazy how I've had I'll be like doing the dishes, making food or whatever. I see an ant, and before my mind even really registers fully that it's an ant, my hand just crushes it and I start to move on. And I go, whoa. You can't be that comfortable with snuffing out life. But it's easy to snuff out life when you don't feel it. When you can't feel it. And I mean physically feel it. I can step on an anthill, not even realize I did it. Wow, which makes actually what I was about to talk about a little bit more profound to me. Because what happened in the bathroom was that I had sprayed that spider, and I guess it was the alcohol that hit it, because usually some soap will hit a spider and it's no big deal, it walks it off. I guess the alcohol was too much for it, and it keeled over, it like flipped onto its back and starts writhing hard, and then it does that slow stops writhing, and its body just sort of like rests it. Like if you hold your hand out, extend it, and then you just relax, and your hand just kind of comes back to center. That's what the spider's body did. And I was just watching it, and in my head, I can't hear nothing. I don't know spider language. There's no noises being made. But immediately, the shrooms in my head added sound to the image I'm looking at. And I just heard in my head, I heard a spider being like, you say, oh my God. And inside, I was getting so fucking emotional and going like, look what I did to this little bug. I ruined his life. And immediately, I snap out of it. I go, Ian, it's a fucking bug, bro. You crush ants on the side of the counter all the time. And the shrooms are making you want to cry over a spider. Go outside, dude. Go walk. Go drink some water. You can't focus on tasks right now. But yeah, it's like it's easy to crush these small things when you don't feel it. You may not physically feel it, but I emotionally felt it in that moment and realized the weight of my decisions were like a little bit much if I was like a spider wife or a spider kid trying to watch my daddy like wriggle and relieve himself from the fucking alcohol toxins. This shit was a lot today. I was on a walk, it was burning hot, and I'm walking past my favorite corner store and I see this guy combing through the trash cans, looking around like, oh, what is he, and I realize, oh, he's looking for food, he's looking for whatever, and I'm having this like internal battle with myself where I'm just like, Ian, go buy him something, or like see if he wants any food, or just help in some kind of way. And it made me sad because it's like I'm watching other people walk by him, and I'm watching other people turn their head and look at him, and like having that kind of like stop moment, like should I help, and then they just move on because it's so. How do you help someone? Sometimes it's like a monetary thing, and people just need their rent paid or some food or whatever. And sometimes it's just so much deeper than that. Like I've known tons of homeless people, and I've known guys who like their thought process was, hey man, a jacket will come at some point, food will come at some point. I'll find a water fountain, water will come. Like there's this sort of like, when you're super broken homeless, and I've never been, I'm talking for the people that I've talked to who have been homeless. They're just like, if you stay around society, if you make yourself present and known, if you keep looking around and looking under rocks, like what you need will sometimes make itself shown to you. And I feel like this guy that I saw had to be thinking some of that with a little bit of like, let me say what he did. I eventually, after like convincing myself to like be the change you want to see in the world, Ian, you want people to help people, you gotta help people, man. You gotta get out there. Just go get him a little bag. Go get him some fucking. I gotta. Where's the bag? Where's the bag at? First, what I was gonna do was I was gonna go to the Indian spot and I was gonna get him some chicken naan. It's $2.50. Boom. And they might tell me you can't pay with a card unless it's over $5. Buy them 2 chicken dogs. $5. Somebody gets to eat. They were closed. The Indian spot across the street is closed. I see the signs on the places. They say Tuesday they're not open for. I don't even. Who knows? I wish I understood the religion of what was going on, but So then I think, all right, well let me go to the cafe. The cafes are dumbass expensive. All the sandwiches are like $12. I'm poor too. I want to help the guy, but I'm poor too. So I go into the corner store and I just get a bottle of water, Crystal Geyser, the best water, just a Ritz, and a can of pineapples, just like some crackers, some sugar, some water. Boom. I feel like that might be good enough. Just if you. It might sound like a silly bag to give to somebody who's homeless. Like it might sound like I don't know. It seems kind of laughable to be like, here's some crackers and some pineapples and water. But my thought process was like, dude, if you're looking in the trash can for what you can eat, you're taking anything, bro. Like me, I'm a well-fed guy. I eat. I gained an extra 20 pounds in the last couple of years. But if you came up to me and said, here's a bag of Ritz crackers and pineapples and water, I'd go, bro, I don't want this. Like, I want to go home and make some like chicken and rice and like something good. If you haven't been eating, my mind, I'm in a shroom state. My mind flashes back to the brokest I've ever been in my life. And like, so broke that like, I'm considering stealing rice from Target. Just trying to find whatever like butter. Maybe I can steal a stick of butter. And then maybe I can find like a free food bin somewhere with some onions, and I'll chop onions up into rice with butter, and I'll heat that up and I'll eat it. And at those moments, if you had come to me with a bag of Ritz and some pineapples, I would have been like, oh, these are like such a fun little snack for being hungry as fuck. And the kind of homeless this guy was like, he wasn't just like down on his luck homeless. He was like, pants are falling off his ass. He looks like he's been wearing his sweater for so long that like the holes in it and the way it's draped on him is as if like it's clinging onto his shoulders for dear life. You can see like he hasn't shaved or nothing for weeks, going bald, dirt on dirt on dirt, getting into the cracks and crevices of like every part of his skin. And so I'm thinking like, dude, how are you not on? You got to be at a moment in your life where you're like, I'll just take whatever. Like it's whatever. I'll take whatever. And so I go and I get these snacks. I go around the corner. Can't find him. I run down the block. There I see him. He's starting to cross the street. I cross over, come up from behind him, and I just go, hey, man. I'm like a couple feet away, just very slowly. I don't want to like jump on anybody, scare them. I'm not thinking this way because he's homeless. I'm thinking like anybody that I wanted to get the attention of. I just like be like real calm. Palm up, not palm down. And so I just say, hey, man, here, you want a bag of some snacks? And he just immediately waved me off like, no, and then went back to what he was doing. And I walk like 5 feet away, and I think, I'm not going to buy this bag. I didn't buy this bag for me. I bought this bag for him. Like, I need to just leave it then. Maybe he doesn't want to, like, he thinks I might want something. Maybe he thinks I might want something or might be trying to, like, fuck with him or something. So I said to him, hey, man, I'll leave the bag right here. It's for you. So if you want it, take it. If you don't, you don't. I walked away. And I walk 1 block down. I take a right onto my street. And I start heading home. And I'm looking back. I keep looking back. I think I see him pass the bag up, but I'm not sure. I'm not trying to stand there and stare. That's weird. And I turn the corner. I see him continue up the block, and he crosses the street again to another trash can and continues up the block. And so I think, all right, let me go back and check on the bag. The bag is there. He has not touched the bag. He is scrounging through the trash cans and has completely ignored the bag of water, pineapples, and Ritz. So, and I'm in my head, I'm just like, why? Why? And immediately I get out of my shroom phase of wanting to feel good for everybody, And I remember back to the conversations I've had with homeless people and homeless friends of mine. You do not take anything from anyone. And the best way to explain it is it's like jail rules. It's like it's if you've been on the street for long enough where you like haven't washed your body for years and you're like regularly looking in trash cans for food, you've been through some shit. You've been through a lot of shit. And I would bet anything in my life that he's had a moment in his life where he took something from somebody being nice to him and he learned, fuck, now I gotta pay that person back. Or even more fucked up, I bet you someone has done what I did, where they were like, hey man, I got some food for you, you don't want it, I'll just leave it right here, and then walk away. And then he took the food and like that the whoever like dropped the food for him and walked away, maybe they watched him. Like I was watching him. And they waited until they found him later. Maybe how does he know I didn't put drugs in the food? So he passes out and then he wakes up in a van somewhere where I'm gonna like harvest his organs, because who gives a fuck about homeless people? There's so many practical, me from my fucking sleeping in a house, able to get some food, from my comfortable perspective, I'm like, come on, man, I'm being nice to you. You don't want any food? What? How could you not take my kindness? He's like, bro, I've been on the street for God knows how long. To his age, he had to be over. Sometimes being on the street ages people. I would say he's a young 40, he's an old 40, or he's a young 60. Couldn't tell. Old 40 or young 60. Not sure. But yeah, it's like, from his position, it's like, bro, I've been on the street, like, he's probably run into this a million times. I'm not taking shit from anybody. From anybody. Especially not some random ass dude that just walks up from behind him on a main street. Could be anybody. Could be anything. You go and get your free food from pantries. You go and get your free food from like something where you know it's not somebody that could possibly fuck with you later. Like some sort of organization that's just been around and you know they're good. But yeah, man, so for one, I'm sitting back like, do I even care about these snacks? Probably. I'm high. I'm coming off the shrooms and didn't eat too much because the shrooms don't make you hungry. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the pineapples thinking like, bro, I used to eat the fuck out of these type of pineapples, and Ritz used to be my shit. I'm gonna, yeah. The more I think about it, the more I'm gonna fuck these up. So, yeah, I had a realization, like, this is probably what, if you talk to a rich person and ask them, like, if you talk to Bill Gates and ask, like, why he doesn't help people, he would probably say something like, hey, you can't help everybody. People need different kinds of help. And, what people need is not always just money and blah, blah, blah. And you'd be like, yeah, but you could be wiping out medical debt. You could be, like, feeding kids who are starving at school and stuff. And if you press it more about why he doesn't help people, I think the real reason is, like, it's just I don't care. And I'm bringing this up because I think I'm finding myself getting to a place where it's really easy for me to convince myself that that not caring is not that big a deal. And I battle with nihilism in my life in a lot of different ways, but if I was rich, I would look at, like, I would take moments like that homeless man, and then I would take moments like Mother Teresa, like how charity can end up horrible. Some people who need help don't want help. Sometimes you can never help anybody. And if you just run down everything and talk about how problems and pain and suffering is inevitable and endless, at the end of the day, you could just say, I don't care. But you can't get on ABC News and say, I don't care. You look insane. I don't know. I'm just stuck because I want to live in the world where Bill Gates can get on the news and do his little interview about whatever philanthropic thing he's doing to dodge taxes. I wish he could just go, oh yeah, I'm not helping because I don't care. Like what? You want me to feed your children? Want me to protect your wives? Like what? No, I don't care. And imagine being homeless and not having anybody to really help you. Like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is a great example of what I'm feeling right now. Um, he was homeless until he was like in his mid 40s, and then shit just popped off because he was in the right place at the right time and never stopped trying. But if I was him, I'd for sure be like, bro, I'm not helping any of you because nobody helped me up. Nobody helped me, and it's not like a nobody helped me, so now I want to pay the world back with that pain that I felt. It wouldn't be a vindictive thing. It would just be like a nobody helped me, and sometimes there's nobody to help you. And I made it, but there's 400 other Steve Harveys that lived in their cars and never got help, never made it. They died silently in the night, and you'll never know about them. It's like how many spiders did you swallow while you were asleep? You have no idea. How many homeless people just died yesterday who needed a little bit of help? You have no clue. Ignorance is bliss. And hopefully I can get rich so I can be ignorantly bliss. No. Nah, if I had money, I for sure would help people. Like the guy trying to help in this story. I definitely want to, like... I'm trying to find a reason for my art. Because at first it was like, this is so much fun, I want to make things like the people that I look up to. Sam Flores, Nate Van Dyke, James Jean, David Cho. I could go on. Alex Pardee, I'll add him in there. Alex Pardee, in my lineup of artists, Alex Pardee is like the Bleach. You know, like in anime there's the big three, and it's One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, but a lot of people go, we put Bleach in there as like a participation trophy. But like in its own right, Bleach is a fucking amazing story and an amazing manga. But it just has to sit next to fucking One Piece and Naruto. How do you... Yeah. So for me, Alex Pardee is the Bleach of my favorite artists. God, that sounds disrespectful, but it's really not. It's really not. So at first, I wanted my art to be like, I was trying to be like those guys. Trying to, just like, I like the feeling that the art gives off, and I want to make that feeling. I don't know if I really succeeded in that. Maybe. I think I've hit that a couple times with pieces. I think my brother is closer to just having a consistent artistic style that really pushes off the nostalgic feeling we get, or that was created when we were kids. But the older I get, it started to turn into like, all right, now I just love making art with my brother. This is the most amazing thing ever. I color, he lines, I line, he colors. We just have fun, and this is the best. Everything I ever needed and wanted from life was coming in my early to mid 20s, and it was so much fun. And then that broke down, and now it's been like, all right, well, what do you want your art to be? I had resigned myself to being like, my art is West Art Twins, and I love that, and I'm so happy that I get to live this life. And I wish I had been more appreciative of what the universe gave me, and I wish I had nourished it more so that I wouldn't be transitioning to something else right now. I wish it was just that. I wish that phase of my life had just grown and evolved like a Pokemon, but instead, like most people's lives, like 99% of people's lives, that moment of my life broke down, and now it's time to be or do something else. And I'm looking at my art and going, do I care about my art? Yes, I care about it. So what do I want to do with it? I'd like to make money, but I don't want to do things I hate, and I don't want to be chasing money. And I really, what I think, like, what pains me when I look in the world, and dudes like that homeless guy I saw pain me. It hurts me. I've walked by so many homeless people, and I like want to cry when I walk by because I'm not doing anything. If I cared about these problems the way that I say I care about them, then 20 minutes of my time or $20 out of my bank account shouldn't be a big deal. And it makes me sad that the constraints that we have in our life are the way they are, that I actually weigh if I'll help, if it's worth helping, if I want to just give constantly. And I hate myself for not doing that. So what I think, like, there's a lot of ways to find out what you think your purpose is, and maybe this isn't my purpose. Maybe this is something I just feel right now, and I need to go through that feeling. But I think that I want to do whatever I can to help people who have nothing. We've seen these types of things a million times before. I just want to, like, get food together or get money together and just go to the people who need it and just go, here you go. You need some help? Here you go. You need some help? Here you go. And I'm thinking, like, and I'll take a page out of the book of, like, the guy that converted, like, more than 200 Ku Klux Klan members out of their racist thoughts. I want to just, I just want to, like, find one homeless dude who needs help, who's not scared that maybe I'll harvest him for his organs, and I just want to go, hey, man, how can I help you? And let's hang out, let's smoke, let's make art together, and then sell that art that I would assume you make from your experiences and feelings and things that have happened to you while you've been on the street, all these things, and let's use that to, I don't know, buy you dinner, get you a hotel once a week. In a dream world, start a social media following where people go like, damn, hey, Rodney the homeless man, I care about you now, and I'd like to see you doing better. I think that's what I care about, is just, like, using my art as an excuse to make money and give that money to people that need it. That's it. And I'm talking about it with such, like, really weird stilted terms, because I could just say, I want to make a charity. I could just say words like that, but I don't want to make a charity. It's Dolly Parton said, if you make a charity, it should have a goal, you should complete the goal, and then you should close the charity. If it's still up, it's like, what are you doing? Are you making money? Are you fixing the problem at all? If you're not fixing the problem, go do something else. And so I just want to, like, just find individual people as not, the people aren't problems, but, like, their life situation and what they're stuck in is the problem. Find people, they're the problem, deal with everyone how they need to be dealt with. Some people might just need to sit and talk for a while. Some people might need a tooth extraction. Some people might need just a new jacket, and he's like, I don't need nothing else. If you can get me a new jacket, I'm completely fine. But whatever that is, I think I'm interested in that. It goes along with why I continue to call the podcast Twin Talk, because even though Adon's not in it, and he won't be in it, I've had these moments with Adon in the last little while where I'll talk to him, and I'm slowly realizing, like a girl whose boyfriend treats her badly, and she slowly realizes, you know what? I don't need this. I'm gonna go and just do my own thing. I'm tired. It took me a while. I had to let you treat me like shit for a while, but I'm gonna go do my own thing. When I talk to my brother, it frustrates me. I spend a lot of time now being quiet while we talk, because I explained this to a friend of mine named Tomas, where for me every conversation is like an infinite alleyways in front of us, infinite corridors in front of us. And as you're talking with somebody, you're walking down these infinite corridors. You can go anywhere. The conversation can go anywhere. Talking with my brother is as if we're walking down these infinite alleyways, and every time I want to turn left, a door shuts. Every time I want to turn right, a door shuts. And it feels like my brother just shuts off avenues of conversation while sitting there and going, hi, I just want to talk about anything, I love talking, and what are your opinions? He's, in my opinion, he does not want people's opinions. He wants you to be whatever piece he'd like you to be in how he sees the movie that he's in. And it's very frustrating for me. Let me describe me and my brother as these two different things. I will, if you tell me something, I will question you and be, because I'm interested. I want to understand what you're talking about and go, ooh, why is that red? Did this hurt? Why did that, like, I want to understand how you feel about what you're saying from your position. So I'm trying to see through your eyes. My brother will question things so that he can break them down. Like, he's not questioning it to understand it and build it up. He's questioning it to put it into a box and define it. And it's a really interesting way for me to frame this because, hi baby, what's up? It's a really interesting way for me to frame this because it's what me and my brother battle with all the time. We will kind of be saying the same thing, but we just say it in different ways. So as we're talking, we'll be like, we'll think that we're disagreeing, but we're not disagreeing. We're just saying the exact same thing in two different ways. And so me and my brother will kind of grill and question, but for completely different reasons. And I just don't feel, when I talk to my brother, I've in my mid-20s, I really loved how we would talk. But nowadays, I just see a guy that wants to put things in a box. And he might laugh at that and be like, well, that's because Ian is really floaty and he's like nebulous and everything is everything. So he hates when you... No. I love defining things and I love grounding things in reality and reasoning, but I don't like putting things in a box and judging them and assuming on them. I like to question and understand instead of going like, that homeless guy didn't take my package of food for him because he's an asshole. Well, look at him. He has, all his clothes are falling off of him. He obviously has like no community because he's probably an asshole, and that's probably why he didn't take my bag because he's an asshole. It's like, maybe it's the other things that I said. Maybe he didn't take the bag because he's nervous about being trustworthy of people. Why would he be like that? Why would he be like, question things? I like to question things in a way that opens them up to be more. And my brother questions things in a way that closes them off to be less. And it frustrates me. And it got me to a point in this last year where I've just decided the podcast I'd want him to do would not be fun. And I hate that I think that because I was always trying to be like, think about, Adon is a very suppressive person, but think about how that can balance out. Like, the anime Dragon Ball Z wouldn't be amazing if you don't have somebody like Vegeta who's an asshole, and it wouldn't be amazing if you don't have somebody that's like aloof and happy and just down like Goku, and then all the characters in between. So I'm looking at my brother as like, well, he may be a dick, but there's something that dickishness will bring to the table, and you gotta let that art piece happen in real time. It'll be beautiful and worth it. And the older we get, the more I'm just kind of looking at myself and going, Is it worth it, Ian? Is it really worth it? Hey, I don't want to say it. No, fuck it. Me, his girlfriend, mom, friends around him, we all see the same thing happening. And everyone is looking at me and going, hey man, you kind of a fool for like thinking that he's going to be any other way. And yeah, I'm getting to the point where I just go, like the homeless guy, you can't just help everybody. Some people have put themselves into a place in their life where they've decided what life is to them. And you can't, like, my brother's never just not going to be an asshole. He's decided what he thinks. And if he comes around and is less of that someday, that's great. And I'll always stay open to that. But I'm not, even right now, I'm not trying to box him into being like he's only an asshole. It's just, hey, there's a lot of asshole things coming out of this box. And if it changes, that would be great. But until then, I think I'll walk away from this box. Because it's just spewing out asshole shit. And I can be as optimistic as I want to be. That doesn't change the fact that only asshole shit is coming out of this box. So, hi, baby. You are so cute today. God damn, you're cute today. Stop. So yeah, man. Here's the one tangent. that I will not be able to pick back up. I don't remember why the fuck I brought my brother up. Maybe that's just the end of the shrooms, like, pushing one last feeling out of me before I start cleaning and going back to my to-do list. I don't know. But, yeah. No art piece to talk about today. The art piece that I was going to talk about today was going to be this Ezale piece, but I guess I'll make the piece, I'll send it to him, and then the podcast will be me talking about whatever he has to say about it, about me coming back around after all these years, after being a fuck up. God, almost a decade ago. All right.
Well, I have so much more to say, but I also want to smoke a joint, so I'm out of here. Bye.
I want to add a little addendum to what I said at the end of the podcast. I spoke about my brother for a while, and
Want to enjoy the last 10 minutes of this podcast? Please subscribe at patreon.com/WestArtFamily. Bye-bye.